everybody. Welcome back once again. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, for the first time, I'm actually my timelines are very tight, so I'm having to record in my truck as I'm driving. So hopefully everybody can hear me pretty well. Don't know how it's going to go because it's the first time I've done it. So anyway, I've got a thought today, but it's actually probably going to be just barely grazing the surface. What I'm talking about today is something that's kind of been on my mind the past couple of days, and it's more of a big topic that you could spend several podcasts probably on, or a series or whatever, and would be a really good one to have to discuss with guests. So definitely am not going to attempt to just really dig into it, but I do want to talk about trust in the fire service. And obviously, as soon as I say it, depending on how many people are listening to this, there's that many different ideas that kind of pop into your head. It touches so many different things that, there's so many different things involved when you say trust. And so, like I said, I'm not going to cover the topic, that's for sure. But really, kind of the biggest area that's on my mind is just building trust with your crew members, gaining trust with those above you, having the trust in the people below you, just that type of kind of mentality. And I've heard it so many times, I don't honestly know who to attribute it to, but I think something that's really good that I've heard is trust is given, mistrust is earned. And that means a lot to me, because you hear a lot of, well, you have to earn my trust, and that's, from my personal perspective and opinion, I think that's wrong. I think that you give trust openly, and if that trust is broken, or if there's something to show you that trust is not in a place that it needs to be, then that's where the mistrust is earned comes from. And then you can pull back wherever's necessary and all that. But that's just my opinion. I know there's a lot of people out there that will stand by the whole trust is earned, and that's fine. But that's where I personally stand. I think one of the biggest areas that I feel like the fire service needs to get better at in the area of trust is micromanagement. And I feel like micromanagement is literally the opposite end of the spectrum of trust. I feel like if you are a micromanager, if you're somebody that leads through micromanagement, you're basically telling everybody and showing everybody that you don't trust them. You don't trust them enough to make decisions for themselves. You have to have your hand in everything. You don't have the trust in their skills that they can complete a task by just giving them a task, not by explaining to them how to accomplish that task. And so I feel like that's a big area that I really, really wish the fire service could get better at, because there are a lot of micromanagers out there. It's something that we deal with quite a bit where I'm from, and I just hear a lot of the same stories from others as I'm kind of meeting new people. And so again, I really wish that this was an area that we could get a lot better at, because I just think it's a waste of everybody's time. It's a waste of everybody's energy. It just beats people down. It frustrates people, and there's no need for it. If you're having to micromanage your people because they aren't capable of completing tasks without being told how to do it, then you are the problem, because that shouldn't be the case to begin with. If you're a leader that is doing their job, you should have a crew or whatever you're talking about, a shift, a station, a firehouse, whatever group you are discussing, they should be capable of doing tasks when they're told, just by being told what to do, not how to do it. And it there's few things that irritate me more than micromanagement. It just really gets under my skin. I cannot stand it. And so it's just something that I personally have a lot of feelings for. And there's always the other end of the spectrum too, and people that are too laid back, too hands off. And I would say that since I'm pointing fingers at people that are micromanaging, I will point the finger at myself and say that I'm probably on the far end of that spectrum, maybe too far sometimes. And so that's a constant adjustment that I have to make, and I have to be really, I have to pay attention to where I'm at there, because sometimes you can get too far off of that scale and just kind of let things go, and you need to get back in there and get your hands back into kind of guiding where things need to go. And like everything else I talk about, it's the balance. It's the finding a little bit closer to the middle ground than where you're at. If you're at any end of the spectrum, either end of really anything, you're probably not in the best position that you could be. There's always a little bit better ground in that middle, and that's where we always need to be striving to get to. And this week's guest, it's funny that I didn't mean to bring that up, but we talk about a lot of that balance and what extremes are like on either side of it, and how really the best place to be is in the middle. And so we'll get into that as well on Thursday. But I just feel like I said, this is almost like a pet peeve to me. I can't function well with micromanagers. I function so much better with somebody that has the trust in me and the trust in my crew and the trust in my ability to lead my crew, to just let me do my job. And so I know there are a lot of other people out there that are like that are feeling this, that are struggling with this. And so just, I want to stick with it and exercise your patience like I am trying. And, I'm in the same spot, and I'm frustrated with it myself. And so, it just doesn't seem like there's really anything that you can do to help. And so, if that's the case, you just need to keep doing the things that you're doing, keep doing good, keep trying to make the best decisions you can, and hopefully make it to the other side. And so just say that. And really the only other thing I was wanting to talk about is just, going back to the whole trust is given thing. If trust is important to you, if you want to be trusted by those below you, want to be trusted by those above you, and you want to have a mutual trust just with the personnel that you're closest to, then it all starts by giving that trust. And a great tool to accomplish this is empowerment, empowering somebody to do something, giving somebody a job and just letting them do it. That builds trust for them in you, because you see them doing it, you see them getting it done. You start to understand, okay, that's a strength. Maybe this is a weakness. I know what this person is capable of. I have a good working knowledge. Sorry, my alarm was going off. I have a good working knowledge of the skills of this particular person. And so I am more comfortable in what I can give them and what I probably should look to give somebody else. So it builds that side of it. You build the trust towards them in you, but it also for them builds trust towards you because they see that you're willing to hand them a job and just step back. So they can trust that you're going to let them do their job, and you're not going to have your hand in everything they're doing. And so by trusting you to get that done on your own, it builds trust towards you as well. And I'm sure I just probably made that way more confusing than it should have been. But empowerment is such a great tool, for so many things. But trust is really built through empowerment. If you are working with a new crew or new individual or whatever it is, new relationships, empowering those people is the best and quickest way to really start to build a relationship, start to build trust, and just build a good crew. And so I will leave you with that. I know it was kind of scattered today. It's been a it's been a ridiculous week. We had ice storms and lots of stuff going on at work, and so I hope that this was worth your time. I'm not going to keep you long because, like I said, this is a topic that I am not done with for sure. I definitely want to dig into it with somebody else because I think there's so much there to be learned, so much there to really get out of hearing, ideas and thoughts of others. So I do look forward to getting into it further, and hope that you'll look forward to that as well. If you haven't listened to any episodes here lately, we had some really, really great guests, really amazing conversations that I just have really enjoyed. And so definitely want to challenge you to get on and catch up on some of those episodes. Have another great guest coming up on Thursday that I'm looking forward to, and just looking forward to keeping it rolling as usual. But anyway, hope everybody out there has a great week. I hope you are entering this Monday morning with a great attitude and inspired to do good things. And I look forward to talking to you next time. And until then, stay safe and take care of each other. Thank you.